All right, Liam,
Okay.
what's happening?
So yeah, I think the last thing we saw is before we faded to black was the compad drop, hit the ground, bounce. We see a momentary flash of somebody laying on the ground, in a slowly growing pool of their own blood before the camera hit the deck and it went black. What are you doing, Quack? You're the one who saw this first. Was there anyone around the almost unconscious form of Morgan hear like a steady beeping from his compad?
Morgan's compad?
Yep.
Yeah. So what do you? First of all, what do you do, Quack?
First of all, I would probably send a message to whatever Matt's name is.
Dr. Matua.
Yeah, Dr. Mature, saying that Captain is down. Get
No, Captain.
help.
So
It
No,
was,
Captain.
it was Noah,
the unfortunate.
I thought Noah was the
chief,
captain.
chief engineer.
Okay.
Chief engineer. Chief engineer down. In I assume the bridge.
Yeah, that's where the alert was coming from.
Yeah.
Myra never gets that message because her compad doesn't exist, or she left it in her room.
You definitely left it in your room.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
But
in
you
my
hear a very strange synth version rendition of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" playing
on yours.
in mine.
And then I'd probably raise the alarm.
Yeah. So I don't get the message, but then I hear the alarm. So I move my face away from Morgan's and grab his compad.
Yeah.
And what is it? Is it locked or can I just get into it?
That's up to Morgan.
Ooh.
Is it locked, Morgan?
You know that the password to this thing.
What's the password? Oh,
It's a date in time.
Okay.
About the same time when Morgan registered into the enhanced human program you were developing on Earth.
Okay, cool.
Except it's 1 day less.
Yeah,
It's the 1 day.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
Yep.
He's paranoid as hell. I love it.
I push the buttons and input the password. What does it say?
So you see the same like video feed that like Quack saw when he played it, and you hear like kind of text scrolling over that reports the location and details. So the crew member involved or crew members involved, and what the like current like biosigns for those crew members are. So like Noah's is just like nothing.
Yeah.
And Arlene's is like spiked,
Signifying like adrenaline being pumped into her system.
Yep.
Okay.
Terror.
Yeah. Morgan, wake up. Morgan. I slap him on the face. I'm assuming that doesn't work.
Yeah, like he's not fully unconscious, so yeah, that would like that would rouse him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm starting to get up.
Morgan, Noah's dead. Here.
The
take
alarm's
this.
blaring.
Yes. Is there anyone else around us?
The general ship alarm starts going off.
Yeah, so they're currently because none of them, apart from like the captain who's currently looking at the captain, the XO, like the important members of the crew, they're looking at their comms. Everyone else is essentially executing emergency procedures.
Okay.
You see the captain and XO like look at each other. The XO and the XO go very pale, and they both sprint for the bridge.
How far
I'm
away?
already on my way there.
How far away from here is like the lab?
Not that far. Like everything on this ship is within like if you're walking like a
How fast
5
could I
10
get
minutes.
there? Grab like a stim just to like inject into Morgan, and yeah, how fast can I get there and get back?
Couple minutes.
Yeah, I start sprinting to the medical bay.
I got places to be. Oh.
Yeah, I just
this-
shoved his like compad into his hands with the video playing.
Cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Figuring you're too drunk to do it yourself.
So Morgan starts stumbling for the actual emergency situation.
Yep.
Because that's never going to go wrong.
I'm gonna help you walk. I'm gonna stand beside you and like straighten you up and pray to Christ you don't fall on top of me.
Cool. All right. So Quack, you're probably the first of everyone to arrive, and you see, Noah, who's like on his side, like a growing pool of blood around him. You see like Arlene, who's like kind of like over the top of him, and she's like talking very quickly under her breath to him, in a language which you're.
I detect all languages.
Do you?
Yeah,
Cool.
there's an ability that does that.
Sweet. So she's speaking Chinese. She's speaking Mandarin, very very quickly, and under her breath, like muttering to him, essentially saying like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Also, I do speak Mandarin anyway.
Cool. Sweet.
You didn't even need, so you don't need to spend a point on it.
No, I get that free.
Is that for free?
It's a part of my basic skill.
Pretty sure
Nice.
it's just the basic. Yeah.
Nice.
If the psychic has the required body parts to speak the language, they can do so.
Cool. That's awesome.
So I can't speak chainsaw mouth.
Unfortunately, you do not have a
It's
chainsaw.
a pity because it's like the most common language in the sector.
Definitely. Go.
So I run into the room and say, "What happened? How did this happen?"
She's like so she like jumps as you come into the room. She's like, she says probably in English. She says, "Fuck, I don't know. I left quickly. I had to. Shit, fuck. Look, I wasn't at my post. I was gone. I arrived late. Shoot me, whatever. I arrived and he was like this. I don't know."
Captain's on his way, and I assume the rest of the staff is Let me try something. Can I detect any thoughts coming from Noah's head?
No.
So he's gone. He's completely brain dead.
Yeah. There are no thoughts coming from this dead man's head, unfortunately.
You never know. There could be like something. So you're
Cool,
saying that he just came into this?
She nods. Yeah. Like I said, I was late. I didn't arrive to my post. Noah said he'd cover.
And you heard nothing.
Shook her head. I was still getting ready. When I arrived, he was like this. And she's like frantic. You can see like her eyes are wide. She still has like vomit on her like uniform and like probably some still on like the side of her mouth. It's like a pile of over there in the corner.
I just say, if you want, you can just move to the side, and I'll see if I can do anything for him.
She like nods shakily and like pushes herself away.
I actually don't have any skill in doing it. Can I try to fix him?
Good one. Good one.
Unfortunately, there are no mechanical parts in this man. You could try, but you can't really make heads or tails of it.
Can I try to program him?
Same problem.
You can rebuild him stronger, faster.
No, that's Matt's job.
Most likely.
Alright,
killed
so
him,
you hear like heavy footfalls from the corridor, and the captain and the XO sprint in. The captain is like, so the XO probably arrives first. The captain is like a slightly overweight guy, so he's like panting. She arrives and is like, "Oh fuck!" and she like runs straight to like Noah's body, like it pushes him over and is like starting to do basic medical checks on him. The captain walks in. You see he goes like a bit green. He goes, "What the fuck happened here?"
I just got here. What was the girl's name again? Who was here? Sorry.
Arlene.
Arlene said that she got here and he was on the floor like this.
He turns to Arlene, says like checks his like watch, like combat or whatever watch, whatever he's got. He says, "You just arrived then. Fuck it, we'll deal with that later." You found him like this. She nods. He looks over to the XO. "What's his status?" She shakes her head. "We need the medical officer, but it's not looking good."
We can assume the medical officer is currently drunk.
And at this point, like the medical officer sprints past Morgan and Constantine in the hallway and pushes herself into the room.
Yeah. I sprint towards Morgan staggering about. Just like slam a lift. A lift. I think it's a lift. A drug. Yeah, I just slam like a EpiPen style thing into his like shoulder, and you're filled with like a surge of energy.
Sweet.
Basically, it's been like smacked with adrenaline.
You hear
I basically
something like
that makes more
you
sense.
hear a heavy thump hit like the wall, like the side of the wall.
You all right, big fella?
Right.
Morgan, do you know what's
Time
happening?
to do dead person this way.
Let's go. Yes, dead person. Go.
That worked. Whatever that stuff is, that works a lot better than space cocaine.
I give you a look.
And you just hear like the stamping of feet, like boom, boom, boom.
Sprint after Morgan.
Yeah. And then you hear like there's like a turn, and it's just like.
Is now digged into the wall.
How tall is Morgan?
Tall.
Awesome.
So 7 or 8 feet.
Yep. So basically, if this is like the bridge and there's like the hatch, you just hear like a dang, and then you see like a foot, and Morgan.
The captain like spins around. Holy crap! Jesus.
That's loud.
Well, that one's drunk.
Great. We have a dead body.
And
he looks behind himself, and he like gets Dr. Matula. Yeah. Diagnosis. Dead.
Of the dead man?
Yes.
Yes, he's dead.
The XO like pushes herself away from the body to give you space.
Of the dead body or the injured?
Discern cause of death.
There's no injured.
Oh, I thought okay.
You check over Arlene. She's not injured.
Okay, yeah, I flip on the bioscanner and start taking diagnostics of his body, trying to discern cause of death.
Cool.
Amount of people in room during time of death, 1 person, and he looks at the scared pilot.
So I'm pretty So if you have like at least 0 and heal, like the bioscanner just tells you things. I don't think you need to.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
it's pretty close cut, right? Like it's a blunt force trauma to the head is cause of death. There are a few smaller fractures, although it's hard to tell if they were like from any sort of confrontation or a lot of spaces. A lot of people on ships have multiple like untreated small fractures just from high G burns.
Yeah.
that they weren't necessarily prepared for. So that's kind of a commonplace injury that you're used to seeing. So
So
yeah, there's a few small fractures and then a blunt force trauma.
yeah, I want to take the bioscanner and take like a up close scan of the impact point and try to discern, like through the bioscanner's technologies, what the implement was.
Okay.
Is that a roll?
Yeah. So I don't think so. So like it's pretty obvious. You kind of like hold up a scanner, and as you're like holding up a scanner, the camera kind of follows it, and we see like past the scanner, we see like a bulkhead that has like blood running down it. And you check the scanner, and like yeah, it's his head is he's either slipped and fallen and like smacked his head onto the bulkhead, or he's been pushed into it.
Well, I've found the weapon. It's the. I point to the bulkhead. That.
Safety hats.
I think that was quite obvious.
Thank you,
Captain nods.
Gwen.
Right.
So he turns to at this point the security captain walks in as well, like next to you, Morgan, and the captain turns to them and he says
Right.
to you two and he says, "So, what now?"
Bring the body
this
into
an
medical
accident?
and question the witness.
And he kind of like it says it to the room in general. It was like, "Was this an accident? Are we dealing with a slip and fall? What?
How many
A
people
murder on this ship?"
slip and fall on a daily basis and die from it?
It happens.
Not
Not
often.
commonly. Arlene says, she shakes her head. She's still shaky. Says, no, Noah was a spacer for life. He'd been on ships since he's been born. He didn't slip and fall.
Yeah, I turn I show him the screen. Plus, look at the impact point. The fracture doesn't. It resembles that of much more force than a simple fall would produce.
The captain like
Just knock
sighs.
down the ship.
It could happen in high G.
I have a list of everyone who did not attend the party.
We were burning
will.
at what 1.9?
We don't know when this happened. He turns to Arlene. When did you arrive on the bridge? Says, when I sent that message. I sent it as soon as I arrived. And Captain
I
nods.
get time period.
All right. So she was an hour late. It's an hour unaccounted for.
Can't we?
That could have still happened when we were at high burn.
Can't we check the cameras? I look to Gwen.
Yes, that'd probably be a good idea. Are there actually any cameras in this room?
I mean, it's the bridge. There should be
There are
at
indeed.
least several video conferencing cameras.
I take out my pad and just start working on it. Want me to roll something?
Right.
Yeah. Give me a you argue which skill you want to know. See if I can accept it.
I want to use fix, but I'm not fixing any broken cameras, so. So program
Program. Yeah.
and int or wisdom.
Probably in.
Nice.
I pull up the camera feeds and get to the point where I put it on
Cool.
fast forward mode kind of thing.
Yeah, so you pull up the camera feeds, and there's like nothing for the last like 3 days.
Camera feed shows nothing.
As in, like it's just static for the last 3 days.
Camera feed's dead. Someone cut the cables.
Who has access
Sounds
to that?
like
The
Only engineers.
the XO and the captain share a look. Captain like sighs. Had to fucking happen this week. We've been having some problems around the ship. Systems breaking. We've been working on it, but he shrugs. This is a new one.
So you say we have saboteur on board?
He shakes his head. I didn't say that. I said systems are being malfunctioning.
And now our
The
chief engineer is dead.
The
Well,
Kendell, she's an old ship.
Get
happens.
engineering up here and see if they can't find anyone exploiting the fact that there are malfunctioning systems.
With the chief engineer dead, who's in charge?
They look
at
towards you.
Yeah, everyone looks at you.
I was thinking that would happen.
Gwen, is it
Congratulations, Gwen.
possible that Noah came across the saboteur and they killed him? Maybe there's something in his logs?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll see if I can drag up anything through his compad. Does he have his compad on him?
Certainly do. Yo.
Meanwhile, I suggest you get him to medical, see if you can las patch him or something.
He's most certainly gone, Gwen. The lad's patch won't cut it, and I don't think you want me to try to bring him back. His brain's been off for potentially an hour.
You have a point there. I don't want another monster around here.
He wouldn't be a monster, he would be a drooling... You get the point.
Zombie, yeah. You've seen the movies.
I could take him to my lab and try to get a better understanding of how he died.
He's certainly not doing anything good
how
here.
He died. We're going to look through his pad, see if there's anything on there.
I mean, discern the weight and height of the person who did this to him.
I just look at him, so I know it's not him.
Try everything you can. If this was an accident, I want to know. If it was something else, we have 3 weeks.
Right.
Morgan, would you be able to help me take him to the lab?
Yes. Yeah, so there's just like a safety harness or something, like you know, the sort of gurney that you use to transport usually like people who are still alive, and he just kind of grabs one of those and rolls the corpse onto it, buckles it up, and carries it out.
We go to the lab.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as you open the door, I've been standing outside it the entire time, listening.
I'll need your help.
Yeah, no problem, Morgan. But you might have one other suspect. Yeah?
I have a lot of suspects. It's a big list. There's
You have
like
3
7 names on it.
suspects.
You got 3. You never mentioned the XO. They were arguing earlier today.
Don't worry about it.
Listen, I sing, but I got a brain. Well, and this is while I'm pushing a fucking gurney with you.
It's like I'm carrying it, and you're just like sort of like pushing it. Yeah, I'm helping.
Yeah, I'm pretending, yeah.
Yeah. Look, you're our friend on the outside. You talk to those people either before or after we bring them in for questioning. See what they know, all that sort of stuff. I'll have to ask them some basic questions in a while.
Yeah, no problem, Morgan. Yo, Frankenstein, if you can give me some of those bottles of vodka, that probably would help the process.
Not now. Not now, Constantine.
As if those bottles are still there.
That's true. The crew's probably snatched them already.
Don't worry, we have our own distillery. That's why I like my dock.
So, when the body comes out, is this dude's head like caved in?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a mess.
But you don't see it because you're carrying the back of it with the feet, and I'm just kind of like carrying the entire front.
Oh, well, if you guys don't mind, you should send me a picture of the damages. That type of stuff's good for inspiration, yeah? I wink and leave you guys alone.
Captain says under his breath, creepy motherfucker.
We have our 4th suspect.
Captain, I think we should keep non-essential crew under lockdown until we figure out at least what's going on.
I'll be in my bunk.
Ship's gotta run.
That's why I said non-essential crew.
Oh, I thought you said the more eccentric.
Gwen, search the cabling, see if it's been cut.
Yep. So Liam, I just look at the cameras and see if there's anything actually wrong with them.
So it's hard to tell, right? Like like you get back there and you start like pulling at things. The receiver for it looks like that's what's gone wrong, right? The camera has been sending but hasn't been picked up anywhere. But it's hard to tell whether it's broken due to like it's just worn out or like an actual.
There's more than one camera in the room, so are they all like that, or is it just this one?
They're all hooked up to the same like net, right?
So the thing that sends out the message is broken.
The cloud server is gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if we can make a fixed roll to see if I can determine what's wrong with it more. See if it's broken or being sabotaged.
Go for it.
Int or wisdom?
Int, right?
Int, yeah, I guess int.
I mean, intelligence is usually new developments.
9.
So yeah.
It's rough. Like it really could go either way. You're probably leaning towards it had been like it just broke. But there's still that like lingering doubt, right? Like so you get out of there and you're like, okay, yeah, it broke, but then there's a voice in your head saying, yeah, but did it?
I just turn to the captain. As far as I know, I'm not certain, but the camera's just worn. The cabling's just being too old to continue running and broke.
Captain nods. He says, wouldn't be the first thing we found like that in the last couple of weeks.
Very concerning either way.
He nods. We were set for a refit when we headed back to where's the refit station? He says the name of the moon. I can't remember exactly which moon it is right now. One of the moons is Saturn. No, it wasn't Europa. It was one back on Saturn. That has all the Saturn Corp like dry docks, basically. They were heading there. You guys were heading there next.
Mimas?
Uranus is a planet.
Mimas, not Uranus.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find it.
It doesn't.
Say Prometheus, because there's also a planet name.
Cute.
Rhea?
It was a station around Hyperion.
Oh, yeah.
The dry docks. So you were heading there next after the ship dropped off. What it was doing at Europa. You were heading there for a refit.
Well, with the sea dead, it's kind of hard to get the full refit now. Hey, this is going great. Captain, can you call all engineers to the mess hall?
You know it. You can do that. Yeah. Puts out the call.
And I go meet him there.
Yeah. What's everyone else doing?
Well, I dumped the corpse on like the table.
So ceremoniously.
You hear a slight squelch.
It's like bloop, and you see like the head like oh.
Careful, Morgan.
What? You already scanned it. It's fine.
I haven't done
Right.
a full diagnostics. I've got his vitals, which are dead. And
Oh.
I can see his DNA. I need to full.
Look, you said take him with us. I thought you meant, just take him with us. I thought you had all you needed.
I know you're not stupid, Morgan. I know it.
Look, I got shot with adrenaline. I have drunk a bunch of alcohol. I take offense to that.
And I take partial blame.
Partial.
Mm. All right. I'm sorry.
Is the lab tech assistant here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vinny, we need to run a full diagnostics on Noah. We'll find
Deceased.
out. Well, yes, he's deceased, but we'll find out why and Potentially how? In more detail.
So it's like she turns around from what she was doing, and like looks at the body for the first time. She's like, "Oh shit!
You've seen
What
dead
the fuck
bodies
happened
before.
to him?"
Blunt force
Don't worry
trauma to the
about it.
head. Potentially
She's
malicious.
not joking with you, Doc. I can see. She like walks over to the table.
Never get used. Finds the proper equipment and starts running a full diagnosis and try to determine how strong someone would need to build the force needed to do what's happened to this guy's head. Like if it's potentially natural under the G's we were facing, and if it's not, or even if it is, like how strong someone would need to be and how tall they would need to be and all that.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you run that. Do you want to run me a heal, I guess?
Yes, I do. Just a second. Intelligence. Yep. 14.
Cool. So yeah, you managed to find out like this could have happened. Like it's at the he would have had to have fallen really badly for this to happen to the G that like
He would have had to
you guys
fall
were flying at.
really hard and like repeatedly.
Not even repeatedly, but like he would have had to have
Right.
fallen at the perfect angle in the perfect way, maybe off a chair. Like
Right.
it's a set of circumstances which are pretty out there. If he had actually slipped and fallen,
Okay.
Yeah.
good chances that this is something else.
Could he have done this to himself? Could he have jumped into it?
Could have.
Bugger. I was hoping this wouldn't be the case. Can I figure out how like the requirements, like the height, how high the person would have been, like how heavy they would have been, like the muscle mass?
That's
So you're basically reconstructing like the
Yeah.
event of where
Yeah.
sitting in chair gets picked up and thrown at.
there's a lot of factors that come into that.
Okay.
So it's ranging anywhere from like a normal human being to
To Morgan.
Morgan, right? Like
Right. Okay. Yeah, I send a message.
it does say that children can't do it.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I
They're
send.
not on board, but
Yeah, I send a message to like the captain. Yeah, I message to the captain and the chief of like security about like just what I've discovered.
sure.
Yeah, that you send the full report.
Yeah, essentially.
With the scans of the thing and everything. Just full
Just the full like,
details.
it's like simplified though, so
Yeah.
they don't.
With
have
your
to-
own like personal notes. as
Yeah.
well.
It's got the Myra touch.
Yep. All right.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yep.
Alright.
Find a compad if I can.
I basically send a reminder with the same names to Slane, and basically like these people were not present at party.
Wasn't he not present?
He was not present.
Yep, including himself. You should allow me to interrogate you.
Great idea.
Oh, could I from that determine how long he's been dead?
Yes, sure. You can work out a time of death with another.
Can we do a psych
With another
profile
roll?
of all those names? Yeah, we could pull the records. Sweet.
10.
Yeah, cool. So he's been dead for like at this point, hour and 10, hour and 20.
Okay, I send that off as well with the other stuff.
So basically, Morgan says to Dr. Matura, we could pull their psych profiles. Here's the list of the people
That's
suspects.
confidential, Morgan.
Come on.
How do you even have access to that?
Because I'm the one doing the psych
No, I was
profiles.
talking to. I was talking to Nut.
I'm assuming he doesn't have access.
Yeah, I don't have access. He's
You
asking
have it
you
looked at me.
to waiver the normal, like...
I don't know, Morgan. I take patient confidentiality very seriously.
I signed an NDA.
You do know that doesn't apply to everything.
I wouldn't talk. Come on, you know me.
I think you need roll like persuasion or something. Myra's she's not gonna
Alright.
she needs to be persuaded.
Alright. So,
Without
a high score here
captain's permission.
means you give me the profiles now, and then let me go to the captain to ask permission afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a low roll is I have to ask first.
Yeah, essentially.
Yep. Alright.
Covering my ass
Establish
either
the
way.
consequences. And I'm rolling with charisma and no assistance. 6.
6. Liam?
That's a low
Up to you.
roll.
That's a low roll.
I think that's a low roll.
Ask the
But
captain.
it is
Get permission.
it's like on the cusp of a success. A 7 would be like
Yeah.
tipping it, I think.
Morgan, we can't just go around violating people's rights. Get permission from the captain, then I will.
Man. Yeah, he just goes off to find Mr. Morgan. To find Mr. Slane and get the captain's permission to pull the psych profiles.
Okay.
It's probably like a security meeting anyway, happening after like a briefing. It's been an emergency situation, right? So,
Yeah, definitely.
I lock
What's Constantine
I
doing?
lock the lab doors just as a last side note.
As soon as I curtailed it away from them, I rushed to what the hell did I name her? Leona.
Yep.
And start filling her in on all the details and say, well, it's been a long time since the show's been interrupted by death, but you know, it
She raises an
happens in our-
eyebrow. Yeah, she's raised her. Not the first.
That's
Probably
not-
won't be the last.
Nah, played some pretty seedy places, but I just wanted to tell you, Morgan asked me to help him with his investigation, so I have to help security
Ooh,
again.
sounds exciting.
Yeah. It is. I'm just
She laughs.
gonna tell you like
Hey.
I always do.
Don't end up like that one time on series. That wasn't good. I don't have to pay. I don't have to bail you out of jail again.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, Dollface. Last time, I was running from the cops. This time, I'm helping them. It's fine.
Yeah, but you've messed up things worse than this before. Just be careful.
Always.
I get a
am.
feeling. It's like I get a feeling with some of these crew, they're more likely to space you than wait till you get back to, well, Dry Dog.
Yeah. None of it's Mars, and besides, that's why you make friends with the big shark-looking motherfucker. Am I right?
She laughs. I tried. He wasn't interested. It's fucking weird.
That's probably because I told him we're exclusive. I'll fix that if you want.
She shrugs. That's fine. You seem to be making waves.
Making waves with a shark.
Oh, the puns. The puns.
Yeah.
I suppose the next time he'll say, I survived by the skin of my neck.
I was gonna make a joke about the motion of our ocean, but that's
Oh,
probably not
God.
the best thing to do right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are you doing at this engineers meeting?
So yeah,
People
Constantine
are-
also gets a list of the people who weren't attending the party.
Sure.
How many
So,
engineers
what do-
are there?
You've got a team of 22 people.
Oh shit.
It's one of the larger teams on the boat. Like, you guys have an important job. Keep the boat from exploding or melting into radioactive slag.
But
Yeah,
radioactive
basically
slag is fun.
you probably have like at least three or four different sets of watches with crew rotating. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. So is anyone from the list an engineer?
I forget. Noah was.
Well, he's dead, so. Once everyone's arrived, I say, what was it?
Yeah, it was just Noah. Noah was the
Yeah, what
only
you want to know is who was in charge of diagnosing the faulty parts and who checked the bridge lasts, like for faulty parts.
Yeah, basically once everyone's arrived, I just say, everybody, I have bad news. Noah's dead.
Like, they look shocked. They obviously, as just general crew members, didn't get that message.
I just tell them the basic story that his body was found on the bridge.
Yeah,
Still
so
conducting investigation.
Laura May, the one who was like betting, won the bet against the fucking Morgan. She's like, the fuck happens? And yeah, you explain the basic story.
Yeah. So that puts me in charge.
Maurice says, congratulations on the promotion, I guess.
Not the way I would have wanted it, but yeah, that's what I'm stuck with now. I need to know who was in charge of fixing the cameras in the bridge. If anyone knew about it.
Yeah, a different. No, okay, so, I actually don't have another name on my list. I need to generate a new name. Give me 1 sec.
Random name generator.
Best thing ever.
Ziggy.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce Drake. Bruce Drake, even better.
Is
Fuck.
Bruce a classic Aussie man?
Yeah, he's definitely Australasian in descent.
He's space Australian.
So Bruce like puts his hand up. He says, wasn't checking the bridge, but checked some cameras elsewhere.
Well, the bridge cameras were down at the time, so we have no idea how he died.
He like shakes his head. Oh, fucking ship's falling apart.
Apparently.
Like you hear like murmured agreement from the group. Say, swear I spent from somewhere in the group. Swear I spent half my time fixing this fucking thing.
Well, now it seems like we're going to be spending all of our time in lockdown or making sure things stop breaking. Till we figure out what happened.
Nods. Gotta love being an engineer.
I need to get somebody to make sure all cameras on the ship are currently working. Bruce, you can do that.
Yeah, I can do that. Was slowly working my way through that anyway.
Well, make sure it's your main task now.
He nods.
You said Laura's here, right? Or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
I say, Laura, since I'm in charge, you can help me as my second. Make sure everyone's doing what I tell them.
Can do.
And for now, I'll keep you updated as much as I know. Just try not to get killed by anyone else. You have no idea what's going on, and I don't want to lose anyone else.
They will like nod agreement. And then like check their like comms for whoever's on first shift. Those guys go off to start fixing the miscellaneous things that are falling to shit in the ship. Make sure the reactor doesn't melt us to slag, and the rest of them go to like quarters, basically.
Yeah. I sent a message to Nut saying, to Morgan saying, What was his name? Bruce something.
Bruce.
Brace.
I just sent the message saying that Bruce was in charge. Bruce was looking at the cameras. Apparently, hadn't gotten to the bridge yet.
You get a reply saying, "Sweet."
Why does everything break and die?
Okay. So, Morgan, where are you and what are you doing?
There was a security meeting.
Yeah.
About the general state of what happened.
Yeah, cool. Let me
So I'm
quickly-
assuming Slane is the one informing everyone.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, he's standing there and he says, "All right, we obviously dealing with some shit," and he's like, he has like the full explanation board up, right? This man has already got like the whiteboard with like the pins connecting, you know, the
Yep.
sci-fi equivalent.
Now the question here is there a pin connected to Slane Morrison?
Yes, of course there fucking is.
Oh, he's the best.
And he says, "Now listen, I don't want anyone to bow themselves out of this. Anyone could be possible, even myself. I was not there in the party. It could be me." And he like looks at Morgan. "You need to conduct an interview."
Sweet. Now, just so we're clear here, obviously whoever did this might have been suffering from certain things at the time of the deeds, so we need everyone's psych profiles as well. Could you get me those?
He nods. "Already got him." Hands you
Sweet.
like a data pad with like all the site
Aha.
profiles on them.
Yeah, he grabs at them and just kind of like flips around to the CEO.
Yeah.
And it's just blank, and he says, "Reschedule an interview for the CEO."
Sweet. And the rest of the security, so then kind of Slane stands up. He says, "All right. We need to be on edge now. We don't know where everyone is." Oh, fucking accents, goddamn. We don't know everyone is. Make sure everyone stays locked down. All non-essential personnel don't get out. Put our game faces on.
Start calling in some people for questioning. I'll start with you.
I have a quick question. Is there any way I can actually tell how many like life signs there are on board?
There
Yeah,
is
like,
one less than there was before.
What I mean is there anyone like is there any like
You mean like a
can I
spider
detect any
web
life
map?
signs that are not meant to be on board?
No. There's
Okay.
no stowaways, if that's your question.
Oh. That would be cute.
That would
Never
be
know.
too easy.
Yeah.
Or maybe what does, it doesn't have a heart.
Dun, dun, dun. Fuck it, robots.
Well, maybe I removed their heart.
So I think we see like there's a desk, there are two chairs, and just like this tiny table, and I've just grabbed a random stack of papers and I put it down next to Slane Morrison, and I put the data pad down and I say, "Slane, where were you at the time of death?"
He like nods slowly
Where is your alibi?
and like recall. It starts recalling. He says, when did it happen?"
So I recount the exact hour and time, minute of death.
He says, "Well, doing what I was pretty much always doing, and making sure everyone was on doing what they should be, and keeping my gear in order." Sniffs.
Where?
Like there's like a very basic like armory And
Oh
it's got a
right, in the
machine
armory.
shop next to it.
Yep.
Like
And
over there.
and he basically says, "All right, armory cameras should confirm this." And he basically sends a text to Gwen saying like, "Check armory feeds at time of death for like for one okay, slain Morriston."
I do so.
So you see, like, it's a very patchy camera feed that starts. Like, you see the start date of when it started, like, sending is like 7 or 8 days ago. And like the first thing you see, so you turn it on, it instantly goes back to like the very first frame, and the first couple of frames you see is like Bruce's face, like really close as he like puts the camera back, and then you skip forward. Yeah, you like skip forward to the next like working part to the day, and yeah, you see Slane like cleaning his gear. Generally, like somebody like walks in and he just like stares at them.
Is this during the time of the like the murder thing?
Yep.
Definitely is.
I'd send the message back saying, yes, Slade was in the room at time. Someone walked by. I send you the video.
Yep. Oh, you just hear like Morgan like, "How's the wife? The wrench?
Did you say wench?
How's the wife? And the wrench?
The ranch.
You know, yeah, good. And he starts like small talking, like he's saying how he plans on, you know, redoing the bedroom in their hole back on Titan.
Yeah. Basically, we're bullshitting a bit because we're logging like an hour of interview time just for this bullshit. Yeah, because we know it's not him. Sort of like internally, like it's definitely not him. Like,
I love it. So
Just
my favorite thing about this character, about the security chief, is he's not sure it's not him.
Yeah.
When this video comes back, he'll be like, "Oh,
yeah.
thank God."
Like if he was doing the investigation, he'd be like slamming his hands down and shouting. He would be he would be trying to prove his guilt.
Yeah, definitely.
oh man, yep.
Slane Morriston, the best character in the game.
And then he says, like at the end of this 1 hour interview, where we definitely confirm it's not him, because of the length of the time in the interview booth, definitely corresponds to how innocent he is.
Yeah.
And we talk and we say, and Morgan says, "All right, so here's the deal. The CEO was seen arguing with the deceased moments before their death."
And he nods.
The CEO has not been to psych eval since the ship left gate transit.
CEO's never been to psych eval.
EXO, but
EXO is
yeah.
been to psych eval.
Yeah. We need to call her in. We need to have a large stack of papers. And we need her to take the psych eval.
Sweet. So
we need to convince her that this is the right course of action.
there's no bot on this channel, by the way, back. That hasn't set up, so
No, it's
won't work.
probably about time for a break though.
Yeah, there'll be one last scene.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll go one last scene and then we'll do it. So I think the last scene we see is Christy, the EXO, like being like gestured to sit in a chair at the other side of a table from Morgan, who has this gigantic stack of papers. Slane is like leaning against the door.
I'm just going to assume all the papers are blank.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, they're all blank.
No, there's the top paper is not blank. It has some bits on it.
And she sits down, and I'm assuming so. If you said you're going to make her take the psych eval, is the doctor here?
I think the doctor is basically like outside of the conference room. So like as she walked in, she saw that
Cool.
Dr. Matua was present.
Cool.
But this is like a private conversation outside of Dr. Matua's
Yeah,
room.
this is like the first. This is first, and then we'll
I
get to
think
the.
you also
the
just see the
psychic.
camera move
And
slightly, zoom in on my
Morgan
face.
is sitting there with like a pencil, like kind of like twiddling it, and the stack
Yeah.
of paper is being like coming in, like she's next to him, and there's like a minute of like just sort of like staring at each other's, and then Slane comes in with a stack of papers.
Cool, and I
And-
think that's where we cut.